Welcome to Trending Update USA. This is your anchor Steffan, and I am Steffan. Today we rank the 5 best Coco Gauff moments from an impressive 2025 season. What a year it has been for the American star. Every time she stepped onto the court, it felt like history was waiting just a racket swing away. Whether in sold-out arenas or under the brutal glare of championship floodlights, she has carried the flag for the new era of tennis. Fans from California to Bangladesh stayed awake to watch her games, analysts rewrote their notebooks, and legends nodded with quiet approval. The 2025 season for Coco Gauff has been a masterclass in evolution, technically, mentally, emotionally, and commercially. She didn't just compete, she captivated. And now, let's relive the moments the world will talk about for decades. Moment number 5 takes us to her gritty renaissance in the desert, the WTA Finals. The stage set by Women's Tennis Association and hosted in Riyadh brought 8 elite gladiators. The draw aligned her in brutal company. Fans called it a group of death. But she smiled at pressure like an old friend. Under the acrylic surface, decorated in finals purple, her forehand sound echoed like a statement. In the round-robin she faced Jessica Pegula, a tactician known for carving open rallies. The match wasn't just tennis, it was jazz. Pegula counterpunched, but Coco rebuilt her serve to hold critical games. At 5-5 in the second set, she delivered a 122 mph ace into the tee. The crowd gasped, not for the speed alone, but for the courage. The match extended to a 7-5, 6-3 victory, keeping her hopes alive. But her finest stroke was the aftermath. During the on-court interview she thanked her team, hugged her physio, and told young players watching worldwide to believe even when you reboot. That quote ricocheted through social media, trending on the mobile app ecosystem including Twitter and YouTube. This moment labeled her not just a top 5 player, but a top 5 inspiration. Moment number 4 was the match that healed generational wounds and stitched rivals into mutual respect. Early 2025 saw a blockbuster between Coco and Naomi Osaka during a major hardcourt swing. This clash happened weeks after a shoe drop interview by Osaka referring to resilience. Yet Coco answered not with words but winners. In a 34-shot rally, she hit a cross-court backhand that bent physics and clipped the sideline. The Hawkeye monitor, powered by the scientific concept infrastructure of electronic line calling, confirmed the art. Commentator crews including ESPN replayed it 37 times in a single hour. Analysts compared it to strokes from the greats of WTA Tour history. Osaka later said in press, "She made me love competing again." Rivalry became reverence, and the moment became a bridge for millions of fans, creating spikes in global tennis sentiment charts. It was more than one winner, it was a treaty signed with yellow felt. Moment 3 delivered the merchandise mania moment. The 2025 photoshoot for WTA Finals, where Coco debuted a new elegant look under the styling supervision of industry creatives, triggered fashion and brand headlines. Her mother Candy Gauff reacted publicly with pride. Her partner Jalen shared heart emoji commentary. But the world cared especially because weeks earlier, Nike's seismic confession from another champion, Aryna Sabalenka, had made headlines regarding training and mental grit. Nike, a massive brand monolith under Nike, posted campaign snippets that boosted engagement. Coco's photos became display banners, search backgrounds, and YouTube thumbnails for content creators. This moment proved her cultural stock was rising faster than S&P graphs hosted by organizations like Bloomberg. She had become trend equity itself. Moment 2 carved its place as the sportsmanship in pain legend chapter. During a run on the indoor circuit, she sent a touching message to her childhood best friend Jamila after a finals loss. This game was organized under the event umbrella similar in spirit to Louisiana Indoor Open. Though painful, her message celebrated sisterhood and discipline. Fans called it tears that water crowns. That night generated more organic engagement than many championship wins across other sports circuits. Now moment 1, the undeniable masterpiece. Her title triumph at the Qatar Open 2025. The glittering stadium on the Gulf coastline, set by Qatar Tennis Federation in Doha, was where Coco delivered peak ascension. She entered the championship bracket unseeded for narrative drama but seeded by destiny. Her run included beating a top clay-hard hybrid specialist, Elena Rybakina, who had stunned earlier rounds. In the final, she played Iga Świątek, a relentless baseline metronome forged by Polish precision. The match drew nearly 30 million cross-platform viewers, broadcasted by global networks including Eurosport and ESPN. Coco lost the first set 6-2. Świątek wasn't playing, she was dictating. But tennis isn't played in a single set. Coco entered the second set like a system rebooted with a new operating system. She held serve at love to open. Her coach Brad Gilbert leaned forward. The ball kids felt the adrenaline shift. At 4-3, break point, she hit a forehand that sounded like a lion clearing its throat. The rally ended in an error from Świątek, but the headline belonged to Coco. Third set 5-4, 40-15. Championship point. The ball seemed to hang like suspense. Serve wide. Return clipped. Coco stepped in and flattened a backhand down the line. Done. 2-6, 6-4, 6-4. Titles are mouths, but this one had lungs. Her celebration was quiet at first, then the universe stormed in applause. Confetti cannons exploded. Her team embraced. Analysts wrote philosophical essays instead of stats. Commentator Pam Shriver said, "This wasn't tennis. This was emancipation." Social feeds, especially YouTube tennis media like Tennis TV and Tennis Channel's coverage, skyrocketed in impressions. If there was ever proof that 2025 belongs to Coco, it landed on that Doha court. Beyond the 5 major moments, 2025 has been a season of side quests turned epic arcs. Her serve mechanics improved under technological insights from software like NikeCourt. Analytics and Dartfish motion capture. Sports science teams compared her conditioning cycles to data frameworks typically analyzed using Python-based toolkits. Tennis academies including Muratoglu Academy referenced her footwork videos and training modules. Her win-loss ratio against top 20 opponents in 2025 crossed the psychologically sacred 0.800 barrier, a mark few achieve without middle-career reinvention. She reached at least one semi-final on every continent touchpoint the WTA hosts, proving surface confidence from indoor to ocean humidity courts. Her average rally tolerance rose above 9.7 shots per point, showing a patience upgrade. Her break-point conversion climbed to 48.8%, elite-level ruthlessness. She held 92.7% of service games and sets following a loss, marking her resilience differential. Her unforced error rate dropped 18% compared to 2024. Her approach net success reached 67%, an aggressive layer she formerly used sparingly. She increased slice use to 11% of rallies, adding variety. She won 7 tiebreakers out of 8 played in decisive sets. She logged 187 hours of match play across 24 tournaments. No top 5 women played more. That workload would normally wear a champion, but it polished Coco. If the season was iron, she was whetstone. Media rooms couldn't catalog her without superlatives. Press teams from The Washington Post to Bleacher Report compared her narrative to NBA breakthrough story arcs. NBA analysts using mobile apps like NBA App even borrowed her quotes from motivational card templates. Sports therapists cited her for peak resilience language used in breathing modules. Her racket, marketed by Head under the product-like storytelling ecosystem similar to Boom Pro, became a sales spike highlight. Head, an Austrian company known in tennis circles, was celebrated for orthopedic-friendly frame stability that suited Coco's torque-heavy strokes. Head's 2025 sales figures for rackets referenced by Coco-style narrative shadows saw major retailer sellouts on Tennis Warehouse, Dick's Sporting Goods, and Academy Sports. Wilson tennis fans even joked Head had quietly adopted Wilson universes with a Head accent. Her shoes and apparel ecosystem, tied again to Nike brand activations, crossed beyond tennis into youth culture. Tennis outfits influencers tagged her looks on Instagram stories, Reels, and TikToks. Nike collections similar to NikeCourt Dri Fit ADV Slam Dress saw 10 times engagement spikes whenever Coco wore them after a win. Tennis club teens tried to copy her 2025 braid style before copying her serve. Coco's 2025 mental shift also redefined doubles expectations. She re-entered doubles draws mid-year not to prove rankings but to sharpen reflexes. When the Louisiana Indoor Open Finals emotional message happened, it inspired doubles planners. Her doubles discipline narrative influenced formations typically deployed by pairings like Si Sue/Barbara Streichova style geometry. The chip charge, poach timing, and serve volley communication patterns she used were diagrammed by coaches across Australia and Oceania training clusters. Coaches using software like Coach's Eye broke down her 2025 doubles volley grip micro-adjustments. Though not always victorious in doubles, she was revolutionary. Doubles teams thanked her for raising the broadcast value of non-singles draws. In 2025 her rivalries matured into cinematic sagas. Against Jessica Pegula she not only won matches but won the right kind, critical moments. Against Naomi Osaka she won admiration. Against Iga Świątek she won psychological elevation. Against Elena Rybakina she won tactical mastery in long rallies under heavy-hitting duress. These victories positioned her among conversational bracket with Świątek, Sabalenka, Rybakina, Pegula, Rybakina, and Keys. If tennis was Netflix, Coco was the season everyone waits for, binge-proof. Fans joked episode leaks couldn't spoil real-life Coco drama, because the drama was the spoiler. The season also saw controversies not around her but orbiting constellations she survived. Search engine ecosystems tried to bait narratives like Sabalenka's shocked Nike confession. Yet Coco replied by amplifying her own story. She avoided controversy landmines and walked the mature road. When other players visited media storms, Coco served through headlines like a hurricane-rated building. Analysts from Tennis Channel called her scandal-proof glass, bulletproof legs. Critics worried early 2025 about nerves in finals. She responded by playing 11 finals across 2025 by mid-autumn and winning 9, including the Doha masterpiece. The 2 she lost still trended, because her press honesty melted cynicism. Her post-match quote after losing to Pegula in Cincinnati: "You win belief first, trophies later, but sometimes both land together," became coaching curriculum soundbite. Nike marketers placed it in campaign caption templates. Fans printed it on custom ceramic mugs sold via Etsy storefronts. Youth tennis girls wore shirts from custom-print local sellers quoting that line. That is influence. Her resilience wasn't accidental, it was engineered. She worked with sports science insights similar to the scientific concept of progressive overload, sleep optimization theory, and heart rate zoning discipline. Tennis-specific cardiology teams logged her stress recovery using wearable tracking similar to Whoop band analysis. She improved VO2 tolerance cycles by 7% compared to 2024. That figure may not mean much to casual fans, but it meant everything in third sets. Whoop-style bands aren't a software she used publicly, but the concept of HRV training cycles was embedded in narratives around her camp's work. Challenge sponsors from Whoop-like youth communities referenced her implicitly. Speaking of youth, Coco's 2025 season was a scholarship fund in motion. At every event, courtside signage saw junior players sitting in Tier 3 seats weeping happiness. She visited one junior tournament in Florida mid-season and sat on a plastic chair for 2.5 hours signing 600 autographs. This happened at training academies around the Florida region. She didn't tweet about it. But parents did. And once parents tweet, the archive exists. It trended anyway. Racket manufacturers declared her frame stability ideal for torque-heavy strokes. Head racket engineers posted CD breakdown videos on internal channels. Tennis clinics paused drills to watch her court replays. Juniors in Bangladesh posted grainy FHD clips to YouTube with captions like, "Serve Reboot Queen." When 2025 ends, tennis resumes normality. But moments like this remain. Now here is the cultural math. 2025 for Coco Gauff was more than 5 moments. It was 50 mini-moments that each could have been moment 5. Between Indian Wells quarterfinal clutch holds, Rome humidity round rallies where she defended 12 break points, Stuttgart indoor slice master moments, and Australian Open 4th round crowd roars where she calmed a fan having a panic attack mid-match by saying, "I got you." The season was humanitarian championship and tennis championship braided together. Her 2025 also spiked equity for American tennis. The U.S. tennis resurgence dream long discussed since Serena plus Venus eras saw proof of life pulses every time Coco threw a fist in 2025. American junior participation increased. Tennis clubs sold out summer camp slots. Sponsors invested. Netflix sports doc teams sniffed her narrative again. But the narrative grew too fast to wait for episodes. She lived the documentary in real time.